I wanna play Yu-Gi-Oh! Is this you? But it's so hard to get into. If that sounds familiar, I might be able to help you right there. In fact, I was like that too. But wait, so you might think, oh, if he's just like me, why should I listen to him? You see, I may not be a duelist champion, I may not be the creator of the game or owner of the Kaiba Corp. I have nothing under my belt, but do you know who I am?
Right now? I am the
Random guy who got into Yu-Gi-Oh!
late.
I'm a guy who played Yu-Gi-Oh! Because my friend invited me. So if I'm able to get into it, so should you. For me, it started in high school. Most of the people in my friend group had a Yu-Gi-Oh! Background. It was awkward when I had to stay silent when they were talking about a new box or archetype. I wanna join in too, so I tried my best to act, that's another word for lying, that I knew even a little bit about the game. Luckily back then, a new game popped up that kinda filled that role for me. Duel Links. My friends quickly jumped on it and so did I. Then I kept losing. All of my decks are incomplete. I cannot win with any of them. It got so bad, well, not bad, but embarrassing for me when my friends found out. I am glad that they kept supporting me though. And this is my first tip. Although I wanted to talk about Master Duel, I think this tip will work for every Yu-Gi-Oh! Live service game. They told me, focus on one deck. Don't try to be a Swiss Army knife of a duelist, at least not at first. By focusing on one deck at first, you efficiently make use of the limited resources given to you when starting the game. This first deck will be your most played one for a while, your carry. You will use it to farm rank, get gems, all so that you can build more. But then there is also another problem, which leads to the next story that comes from my friend. Fast forward to around a year ago, me and my friend started playing Master Duel the moment it was released. We grew on each other, shared our thoughts, our dream deck. I wanna play Ancient Gear, he wanna play Heroes. It felt like going back to our roots, like back at school. So hey, that's good. We got our eyes on exactly one deck. Well, no, sadly reality kicks in. I realize I cannot beat anyone again, this is a recurring theme, not even my friend. Luckily, it was still early for me, so I quickly switched gear.
Get it?
I rerolled my account and got myself a brand new deck. But the story isn't about me. Let me tell you about my friend. After I rerolled, everything has been smooth sailing. I even beat him easily. He was quite surprised, amazed even that I could beat him for the first time. Then we played again. And again, and again, he dueled against me, then against other people, but he kept losing. And most wins came from sheer pure luck, which I think only happens 3 times for him. It goes from amazement to annoyance. He got a new deck, yet he kept failing, stuck in that early silver rank while I just stopped, waited for him in the platinum. It wasn't long until he dropped the game. He said all kinds of criticism. This game sucks, the opponent is taking too long, there are too many gates. And to be fair, these criticisms are valid in their own way, but get good. I haven't told you what decks are my friend playing that he kept eating the L's. The deck that he used was a hero deck, if I recall correctly, a Destiny hero. While I don't think it's bad, heroes are too expensive only for an okay performance. He took so long to build that. Then came his second deck, which was even worse. It's a bit cheaper, but it relies so hard on a gimmick. It's Skull Servant, without the L glitch. By the time he got his third deck, which isn't a bad pick to be honest, it's Tri Brigade, I already made 3 meme decks and 4 ranked ones, give or take. So, what's the key takeaway from this? Your dream deck sucks! You wanna play Yu-Gi-Oh? Then grow up! Some would say, oh, but where's the fun in that? Yeah, you just wanna have fun for 5 minutes for an 8GB of game? Be my guest. But if you want to go rank, if you want to survive in the modern Yu-Gi-Oh! At all, you have to get to their level. How? Net decking. Net decking is a term for copying a deck, usually a meta that won a championship. Some of the purists would spit on it like a scourge. How dare you soil the holy ground of Yu-Gi-Oh! They say. The deck is part of your soul. You are a plagiarist. If your friend says this, show them this card. I don't know what it does, but apparently lots of people hate synchros. Net decking isn't that bad. In fact, it's one of the reasons why I'm able to enjoy Yu-Gi-Oh! Remember my first Ancient Gear deck? it suck. Like I said, your dream deck will suck. How do you expect someone who has no clue about Yu-Gi-Oh or hasn't caught up with the modern one to build a good deck of Yu-Gi-Oh? Exactly. And they say, it'll be more fun. What, getting my ass kicked? Not just once, by the way. Your first deck is going to be the most played deck for a while. So to that, I say,
Bullshit.
what I did was go to Google. There are so many available resources for finding the perfect deck for you. But I would recommend Master Duel Meta since we're talking about Master Duel. Immediately up above it has a tier list on the list. Yes. From here there are two things you might think of. Either I want the best of the best deck, tier 1, or I want a cheap one. I honestly would go for the latter. Remember, resource management. There are a lot more factors that go into here that I'm simplifying, but long story short, resource limited. Look for deck with many cards from one pack. Profit. Tier 1 deck also doesn't guarantee the deck will stay on the meta for a long time. The game's dynamic nature is terrifying, which is why it was too late for my friend. Tri Brigade was already off the meta for a while since he takes a while to farm with School Servant. Luckily for me, back then, I picked the right deck. I was carried by Virtual World as my first deck. It's off the meta for a while now, but even then, the deck is cheap enough that most of the main cards came from one pack. Another thing that I want to mention is to always dismantle unneeded cards. I know many already talk about this, but some people would really still hold on to those damn random cards that they would never play. It's fine if it's your second and beyond deck, but your first deck, remember. But even after that, I still can see my first ever deck missing a few supporting cards. That's okay. It might not win a lot of battles at first, but I can at least take it for a drive test. And while at that, I also can farm some more gems to complete the deck. But what if everything goes wrong? What if instead of Virtual World, I pick an Invoker deck, where even after milling my gems, I haven't even finished half of my deck, where the cards come from multiple packs that incomplete, it's actually unplayable. If that sounds familiar to you, you might wonder what you can do to rectify the situation. Well, do you know how to remove too much salt in a cooking? Start over! I'm not even joking, it's faster to reroll your count than farming with a dumbass deck that guarantees 100% losses. That is why I can make so many decks while my friend is still struggling to build one. Then, let's say you did it. Congratulations, you've made a usable deck. Probably missing 2 or 3 cards, but it can win a fight, it can win a duel. What now? Well, I would say you're already set. Some people would say learn your deck, and that's true. That's where net decking got its reputation. But what better way to learn than putting your hands on the field? You just need to keep your mindset in check. Back when I hadn't even got the VFD, which is now banned, damn it, I knew I'm losing a good chunk of my firepower. Not only that, but I am also just starting to play. I know for a fact that winning against all the others with a completely decked out loadout that had played Yu-Gi-Oh for a long time is not going to be easy. So what did I do? I told myself, it's okay that I lose. I'm not trying to win, I'm trying to learn. And that's basically the mindset you should plant. You're not going to win right off the bat, why try hard to win then? Rather than taking it too hard, make it your learning session. Once your deck is built, you will already have all the necessary knowledge to play them. You would know your weaknesses, your strength, why the incomplete version is lacking, and how you could improve on it. But for now, focus on learning. I'm pretty sure my way will get you into Yu-Gi-Oh quite easily, cutting off the mistakes I made so you can get to the fun part ASAP. But I know keeping up with it is still a chore. Each card is now at least one paragraph long. There is no way to remember them at all. Yet I would say the order of importance would be your cards first, meta cards second. All the other cards, like from rogue deck, just a dab on the field. You don't need to remember all of that. And if worse comes to worse, I have a gift for you. Use this deck, trust me. You cannot believe how many wins I get with this stupid cheap deck. How are you even? Read the cards, please! If you finally beat your friend, who, might I remind you again, an old veteran Yu-Gi-Oh player, make sure you say this line.
You're a third-rate duelist with a fourth-rate deck.
This will make them rank up from only your friend to your buddy, your nakama, You will now be able to continuously play Yu-Gi-Oh! With your buddy forever. You're welcome. I leave out a lot here that makes a great player. Of course you can win with a rogue deck, but the point that I'm trying to make is to help people who aren't familiar yet to get into Yu-Gi-Oh! Easily. Put simply, it's called learning from others. Learn why their deck succeeds. By that time, you will eventually build enough knowledge to mess around with your own dream deck. And of course, you would have the resources needed. And if you're a normal player, you might have a few more things you want to let the newcomers know. Feel free to use the comment section. Maybe you want to share your journey too. I would love to hear how you got into Yu-Gi-Oh! Like when you got into it, or what drags you in. If you're a newbie, don't be afraid of the game. It has many decks, it might look complex, but it's not harder than your usual card game. Most people playing don't even know their own card effects. And by the way, my friend actually came back a few weeks back and has been killing it because his archetype got a great boost from a new subtype. Tri-Brigade Adventurers are good. Glad he finally came to terms with it. If you enjoyed the video, or I guess the better word is, if the video helped you, smash like, subscribe, go become the Master Duo.